Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at ChicnScratch, and this is the project we're making today. And this is box number 2 for my Fluffiest Friends class. The stamp sets that we're using is Fluffiest Friends, and for the greeting, I'm using Sending Smiles. But like I said on the first 2 projects, use whatever greeting set you have. Okay, so we're going to take this basic white layer here, and we're going to stamp both of our images. I'm going to use Memento ink for the bunny. Isn't that image so cute? Okay, and I'm going to stamp it in this direction. Now we're using Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to turn this and stamp the greeting down here. Okay, so now for the greeting. I'm going to stamp it down here at the bottom. There we go. Now I messed up on the opposite side, so I just turned it over. We'll give that greeting a chance to dry, and now we're going to color our bunny. These are the Stampin' blend markers that I'm using today: Smoky Slate, Bubble Bath, and Poppy Parade. So let's start with the dark Smoky Slate. I'm just going around the edges a little bit, not a lot. And then now the light color. And you know what? I'm going to stop for just a second, and I'm going to go ahead and do the bubble bath. I should have done that first, because once you get this part done, then you know that pretty much everything else is going to get the Smoky Slate, except for the Poppy Parade areas. That's not a lot, though. Okay, now this will be easier. Okay, the final is the cupcake. We're going to color the cherry and then the cupcake liner with the Poppy Parade. Okay, so now we'll cut that out, die cut it out. We're going to use the mini today since this is a small image. I'm using a 1 and a 2 and another 2. I'm going to place this on here, and I'm going to hold it down with some tape. Hopefully that's straight. And it is. Now we got to cut our greeting out. Okay, so for the greeting, I'm just going to get my paper trimmer. I'm going to cut across at the bottom because I wanted to trim it just a little bit more. And then I'm going to cut straight across that way. And then the rest of this I'm going to cut with my scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to cut straight across. Same thing. And then this one. Okay, now I want to trim that even more because that's still too thick in my opinion. So there we go. Here's all of our images. So we're going to set those aside now, and we're going to make the box. To make this fit in my class packet, I've gone ahead and done the middle score line. Yeah, so that I can ship it in the mail. It would be really hard to ship a 10 by 7.5 piece of cardstock. So I'm going to place this on the 10-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 2.5, 5, which is already done. That will already be done if you're getting the class packet, and then 7.5. And then on the 7.5-inch side, I'm going to score it at 2.5 on both sides. We're going to fold on those score lines and burnish with our bone folder. Okay, so now let's start with the top of our box. We're going to cut all the way down to the second score line, okay? On both sides. Okay, so now we're going to come down to this block here. So you've got 4 blocks. We're going to come down to this second one, and we're going to cut straight across. This is scraps. Do the same thing on this side, cut straight across. That was crooked. Now, this is the top of our box. So before I go any further, I'm going to use my corner rounder to round the corners. That keeps me straight in case the phone were to ring or something were to happen. I would remember this is the top of my box. So now for the bottom, I'm going to come down here and cut up to that score line. Same thing over here. And then I'm going to remove half of that block as well. So over here as well. Okay, now I'm going to trim those corners. So fold that up, and we're going to angle cut here. It's okay that this is crooked. It's not a big deal because it's just getting glued down. So it does not have to be straight. Never fear. Okay, this is what it looks like. Let me move that over so you can see it. Okay, looks like I cut a little bit crooked right there. I always say I can't cut a straight line on a straight line, but there's fabulous tools to help us with that, right? Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to put adhesive on these 4 tabs. You want to use a strong adhesive, so I'm going to be using tear and tape today. Use whatever you prefer. Okay, now we're just going to remove the backing, and let me show you how this is going to go. It's going to fold up just like that, okay? Both sides, I should say, like that. Now, let me get my take your pick tool to remove the backing. Okay, so I'm just going to build these walls. Okay, so here's our box. This goes over like that, right? So all we have to do is squeeze in those sides, and then this folds over just like that. Now you could use Velcro, a magnet, whatever you prefer to hold that closed. I'm actually going to be using the linen thread. So it's going to go just like that. Here's the side, and inside this box you can fit some little snack size candy. In the packets we're including a piece of high chew, but as you can see you could fit a lot more than that. You can also fit a Hershey candy, lots of little snack size, okay? So we're going to add our designer series paper to the front, and before we do that we want to round the bottom corner so that it matches. Let's see, are these the same measurements? I believe they are, yes. And then I'm just going to use liquid glue to attach this. I love this pack of paper. I haven't had a chance to really focus on it because when the catalog went live, we went straight into making Halloween projects and fall projects and Christmas projects. But when this online exclusive product became available, it was the perfect timing to finally use it. Okay, so there's that. We are going to be using 16 inches, and we're using 2 pieces that measure 16 inches, okay? That's the most challenging part right there, is just holding this box closed. So if you want to use Velcro or a magnet, you can. Okay, so that's what 2 pieces of 16 inches look like. So yay, perfect. Okay, and then now we're going to add this to the front here. And honestly, I think it's easier if you add your greeting first. So let's see how these fit. So birthday's going to go first. So we're going to use some liquid glue. And we're just going to attach it right up here. Just like that. Maybe I'll slide it over. You can see where I messed up earlier. But nobody knows unless they take this thing apart. Whoops. Okay, now I'm going to attach this circle with dimensionals. And I'm going to place one on each side of the linen thread. So that way, whenever the person that receives this opens it, it doesn't destroy everything that's happening, okay? Your focal point stays in place. And then now we're just going to add the bunny with liquid glue. I think in my original I added the greeting a little higher. I did. So move that up so that you could move this up. Let's see, can we add it? Move it up a tad. Yeah, so if you make this, add your birthday up all the way to the top of the designer series paper. And the final step is we just want to trim the edge of our linen thread. Okay, so it's so cute, isn't it? Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day. Thank you.